it's Pam with Organizer EZ 911. In this video, I want to share with you what I think is possibly the best drawer organizing hack ever. Now, the reason I think it's the best drawer organizing hack ever is number one, it is super easy to make. Number two, it's super inexpensive to make, like $1 or less. And number three, it is super versatile. It can literally fit and organize any drawer in your home. But before we go any further, if you enjoy seeing these types of organizing videos, please let me know by clicking the like button below. And while you're at it, click that subscribe button too, and be sure to ring the bell icon next to it so that you know every time I'm uploading a new organizing tip. Okay, no more delay. Let's get to it. Now, there are only two things you need for this amazing drawer organizing hack. Number one is a piece of foam board, which you can find easily at the dollar store. It comes in both white and black. More versatility. And number two, you will need some tape. It can be Scotch tape, or I prefer actually to use that clear packing tape because I think it holds better. So what you need to do first is completely empty out the drawer you want to organize. You want to make sure you're starting out with a clean slate. Next, be sure to wipe down the bottom of the drawer. You don't want any dirt or crumbs ruining your beautiful organization. Then you want to take measurements. Be sure to measure the width, the length, and also the height of your drawer. You can always stick some shelf lining contact paper on the bottom. It'll give it a really clean look, but it isn't necessary if you don't want it. Now, what I like to do next is tentatively place the items back in the drawer the way I want them to be organized. That way I can visualize what kind of dividers I will need to cut out of the foam board. Next, I measure and cut the dividers out of my foam board using a razor blade or a box cutter. Once the dividers are all cut, I place them the way I want in the drawer. Sometimes you can even cut out little tongue groove notches in the foam board. That way you can easily crisscross your dividers. Now, one very important thing that you want to take into consideration before you cut your divider pieces is how far your drawer pulls out. If it doesn't pull out all the way, you're going to have to actually reduce the height of your dividers so that you can easily get things in and out of the drawer. So what I mean by this is if your drawer height is 2 inches high, you need to cut your drawer dividers maybe like 1.5 inches high. Because again, when you go to pull out that drawer, if the divider is too high, you can't get stuff into the back of that drawer. I'll show you exactly what I mean by this later in the video when I show you all the drawers I've organized in my own home. So once you have all the pieces the way you want them, you can embellish them by wrapping the dividers in your favorite wrapping paper design or a fun shelf liner design. Or you can wrap your dividers using colorful duct tape that's also available at the Dollar Tree or Walmart. The Dollar Tree also carries rolls of book protecting contact paper that you can also use on these. Now, wrapping your dividers in something colorful and pretty is not a requirement of this drawer organizing hack. It's only if you want to add a pop of color. I've actually organized 3 drawers in my office cabinet without using any contact paper on the bottom, and I haven't wrapped any of the dividers in those drawers as well. So it's not a necessary step for this hack, it's more like a whimsical step of this hack. One other thing to consider before wrapping your dividers in something decorative is think about what's being organized in that drawer. If the items might come into contact with water from time to time, like let's say a silverware drawer, or if they're coming into contact with lotions or oils, like maybe in a bathroom drawer, in those cases you may not want to wrap your dividers in wrapping paper in those drawers because it's going to tear easily, the water will weaken it and the oils will weaken it. In those kind of drawers, I would go with, if you really want that colorful pop, go with the contact paper. It's much more durable. Or if you're storing something that's kind of has pointed corners or sharp corners, you might want to go ahead and use the contact paper because it'll be much more durable in those circumstances as well. The last step of this incredible drawer organizing hack is to simply tape the dividers into place. You'll tape them against the sides of the drawer, and you'll also tape them at the places where they connect to one another. So they'll be really secure and last for a long time. You do those steps and voila, you will have a customized drawer organizer that'll fit any drawer in your home and organize any items you put in that drawer. So let me show you 5 different drawers in my own home where I've used this amazing drawer organizing hack. Okay, so these are the drawers that are in my office, and as you can see, I didn't use any contact paper on the bottom, and I used just the plain foam board right here with no wrapping whatsoever. Then in the second drawer, I keep, oh my gosh, the amazing Academic Planner by Leslie Josell. You have got to go over. I'll leave the link to her website down below. Go check it out. Those, if you have a student, get that planner. That's one I use for a demo. And then I organize my business cards and some other filing items. And then of course I have little folders and files over here. And then in my bottom drawer, I have dividers for my camera equipment. Now, do you remember when I was saying don't make the dividers the same height as your drawer? I got caught with this, and I'm going to have to eventually take this out and recut it. But I'm having trouble getting this long stapler out all the time. It kind of bangs up against the top and it bangs against the divider, and it's a real tight fit for my hand. That's what I'm talking about when I say bring the dividers down about a ½ inch or an inch depending on the depth of your drawer. The deeper the drawer, the more you should bring the divider down. So if it's like a 4 or 5 inch drawer, you might want to bring it down a full inch. If it's a 2-inch drawer, you might want to bring it down a ½ inch. Okay? And in my kitchen, I've organized some odds and ends, and this time I did use a more decorative touch on the dividers. Some contact paper. I think I got this contact paper at Walmart. There's almost an identical pattern at the Dollar Tree I found later, but again, I used the contact paper on the bottom of the drawer, and then I just wrapped the dividers, and I actually have a little tongue and groove thing here, but they're all pretty secure there. It's not going to go anywhere. Got the napkins, gift cards, and little placemats, and a little hammer back there. And again, I will show you, see, I did drop it down a little bit from the drawer so I can get back to this little hammer very easily and to the placemats very easily. And finally, my absolute favorite is my nightstand drawer. Check this out. Again, I had to go a little bit lower with the dividers so I can get to the Kleenex in the back there. Got my glass case, some nail care, no sprays, chapstick, little hand cream medicine, and then check this out. Going a little upside down here. I've used command hook clips, and I've clipped with binder clips my earphones, and then I've also used these little pen pal sticky things from Walmart. I think you get 4 of them for $2 or $3 to hold a pen and pencil, and then of course a little post-it note. You never know, you wake up in the middle of the night, you get a great idea. But that is my nightstand drawer organizer that I absolutely love. Okay, so there you have it. This is, in my opinion, one of the best drawer organizing hacks by far. Again, it is super easy to make, it is super inexpensive to do, and it is super versatile. Any drawer in your house, any size, shape, any items can be easily organized using this hack. I hope you found this tip helpful. If you did, again, please give me a big old thumbs up. Poke that like button below. And don't forget, poke that subscribe button too and ring the bell so that you know every time I upload more tips like this. I'm Pam with Organizer AZ 911. Thanks for watching.